Easy. Let's go. YouTube, what is up? We are back and we are at the park here. Just got done hitting some scuds, some good softball swings. We're cutting the ball. Did a little bat review today. First softball content like that. Hopefully growing in that department and building out some stuff like that. It's what I feel most passionate about. It's what I feel like I have probably my biggest PhD in right now. I've spent hours and hours and hours. Obviously there's so much room and stuff to learn there. I don't want to pretend like I'm an expert there, but it's what I'm spending a lot of my time in. It's kind of like Dak not talking about impulses is what I feel like me with softball is right now. So I spend all fucking day in my garage swinging a bat, him doing impulses, and I'm not talking about it. Like, what am I doing? So I'm going to try and make more content there. But today we are going to dunk on these little small rims at this park. I was just here. I wanted to get outside for my jumping. I got this tiny little ball. It's the only thing I had in the back of my trunk. So we got this tiny little ball, but just hit jump variations. We're gonna do probably 10 to 15 minutes, set 10 to 15 minutes on a clock and dunk until we're disinterested. Maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter. It probably won't be shorter. My allergies have been kicking my ass. I talked about this yesterday, but the shingles, dude, I think the shingles wrecked my immune system. Is like making me feel like a fucking 80-year-old. My eyes are like swelling shut. It's crazy. But we took a little bit of allergy medication, which is a big step for me. I hate taking medication. Hate taking pills. Really despise it. It makes me feel weak and gross. We took some of that. It's helping a little bit, but my left eye feels drunk. So if I look crazy, that's why. Or crazier than normal, that's why. But yeah, we're going to hit some content here. We'll see how much we talk during this. It might literally just be highlights and quotations of me just dunking on the, this one rim, I thought these rims were going to be a little bit higher, but this one rim looks like 4 feet tall and the other one maybe is 8 feet tall. And then there's two 12-foot rims over here that are nowhere, like they're insanely tall. So we got a lot of variety here and we're going to rip it and get our jumps in. And then we're going to go clean after that and hit some other lower body accessories and then sauna and get out of here. So let's do it. Boom. All right, it is unbelievably windy out right now. I'm a little sketched out on my camera, so might do a little bit quicker. I really do not want that camera to fall on the ground. I might actually cry if the wind blows this over. And we'll see how the audio is after this, but yeah, we're just gonna hit it. We're gonna start off on a super low rim, hit them a little bit more variety. When I have athletes warm up, I made a post on this sprinting wise today, but when we're warming up, we're just getting cooking. The goal is high variety, high movement options, low outputs, right? So the lower the output, the lower the rim, the lower the jump, the more variety you can put into the jumps. And then as the output increases, your variety obviously is more constrained because now you have to focus more on getting up, you have to focus more on putting outputs, the variety is gonna go down. So we'll go high variety to start, into lower variety, into lowest variety if we can get one of these 12-foot rims. Dude, these rims, I should show you these, the ones over here, they're fucking insane. I've never seen rims this tall, and going from there. So let's get it. Ooh. Dude, I don't fucking trust this thing. Yeah, it's gonna fucking blow over. Ooh. Ah. 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 When we were at our gym, at our other location, it was like 2 minutes down the road from here and from my house. We'd take the kids here on our jump days all the time. This is where we'd start our workouts at this park. The amount of great, insane jump days we got done because this small basketball hoop and the basketball hoop over there, absolutely blow your mind. If you want a good jump stimulus done for non-basketball players, I mean basketball players obviously, but non-basketball players, give them a little ball, give them a big ball, let them go to work, let them play pig, let them jump for a basket. Dude, you'd be amazed at how many jumps and the quality of jumps you get done and the athleticism that comes out of your athletes when you let them be athletes. Doing this stuff will really open your eyes to just like how insane some of the NBA guys are, bro. Like, they're doing this stuff on a full rim and sometimes in games. Like, it's wild. See if we can get the Jordan from the free throw line. God dang it, this hat's worthless. If I don't have the hat, the hair is all over. Ooh! All right, we're down on that one. Knees are feeling juicy. Quads are feeling pumped up. Let's move to the next big rim, get some outputs in. I'm a little stressed about this camera falling over because of the wind. This rim is higher than I remember. I think they might have bumped it up just a little bit. Last year, I think it was like a, I don't know, like a 6-foot rim and then like a 7-foot rim. This one, maybe like 9 feet. I don't know. It looks pretty doable, but also pretty high up there. A little bit more output here. Let's hit a couple here. Ooh, good start. 1 for 1. Oh, oh yeah. Woo. Oh, rim stuffed. Ew. Oh, I jump highest off of 1 foot, which is weird. But when I can get the velocity and carry in 1 foot. But I feel like my most consistent jumps are 2-foot jump, right? So my very peak jumps are like a really fast, use that single leg, use that momentum. I'm much faster than I am just like a straight standing vertical. So using that speed in that single foot jump is good for me. I don't have to break it down as much in that double foot, but I think I'm more consistent with my double foot jump. Ooh. When I was on the mission to dunk, and like I went from like barely being able to touch net and barely being able to touch, barely being able to touch rim with no ball in my hand to dunking, I would do this for hours and hours. It was my softball obsession for a little bit, dude. During COVID, I'd literally spend 2 to 3 hours out here dunking, trying to get a ball in, especially as I was getting closer. It's cool to see that some of those jumps have kind of stayed. I don't know, again, I don't know the actual height of this hoop, but it's higher than what I was able to do when I started at COVID. Haven't dunk practiced in a while. Vertical still pretty good. Feeling good about that. Ooh. If you are on a mission to dunk, small ball, low rim, definitely a way to go. As you progress, either increase height of rim, increase the bigger ball. Ideally both. If you have an adjustable hoop, that's amazing. Otherwise, finding a little bit smaller rim, I think just getting some sort of feedback on your jumps is really, really nice, and it keeps you engaged. I ran into an issue when I'm from COVID, where I had an adjustable rim, then went back to St. Thomas where we only had 10-foot rims, and I was trying to dunk the basketball and I was like sticking at the same spot over and over again. And my jump volume went way down because I was just getting so burnt out by just fucking rim stuffing myself over and over again on the 10-foot rim. And I went back to a spike ball, went back to this ball, even though like a volleyball is really nice because you can grip it a little bit better. It's a little bit bigger, and I was able to yam and felt like I got that dopamine hit every time I was doing it. My intensity was so much better than my jumps, and it transferred to actually getting the jump. I'm gonna give like 3 full send jumps here, trying to get as high as possible, and then we'll head out. Ooh. 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 Let's go. All right. Let's attempt the 12-foot rim, get rim stuff a couple times, then let's go hit some cleans. Let's do it. All right. These are the monster rims. Every night there's a group of guys that comes and plays here. The most aggressive, really bad basketball of all time. They're good buddies, but they sit there like fight each other, like street ball it. They're playing these rims. They don't let the rims affect it, but dude, like it's not even close. Like, I don't even know what my wingspan is, but like I'm 6'1", and my arm's not even close to touching net there. So let's see if we can get one in here. I don't even know what they were thinking putting these rims up, dude. Like 12-foot fucking rim. Oh my God, dude. Woo, that is not even close. That's wild. I'm gonna do 2 more with the ball and then maybe 1 without the ball to see if I can just touch rim on that. That is crazy. Oh, that is nuts, dude. The saying in softball is if you can hit against the wind, you can hit against anything. Oh, no! God damn it, dude. All right, well, if that's not a life lesson to listen to your fucking instincts, I don't know what will. Camera fell, completely shattered the camera. It won't read that the lens is on. I brought it in and they said it's unfixable. So you're talking to me on the very first recording from the new camera. Just dropped a G to get a new camera after having the other camera for 6 months. That was my first time taking that camera outside. First time not just completely babying that camera. I had taken such good care of the thing. I brought it outside one time and it breaks. I swear to God, dude, swear to God. But we bounced back, went to like 17 different IT stores, just dealt with a bunch of incompetency. and was fed up by the end and just bought a new camera, and we're set up. Maybe at the back end we're able to send the other camera in and fix it, or there's some tweaks, or we can get some money out of the other camera, whatever. We'll figure that out. But right now we're gonna go clean and maybe hit some deadlifts or squats depending on how much time we got. I spent like 3 hours fixing this, so we're a little bit rushed now, but I want to stay on schedule and still get a little bit of a lift in. The jumps felt good. I was crushing. I felt good. Dunking, felt athletic. Felt like, oh yeah, I'll bring my camera outside more. And we just totally got shot then. So if I do outdoor stuff, I'll just record it on the iPhone and then figure that out. But my iPhone is not picking up the Rode mics, so we're just total wreck right now. But we're back in action. We got a brand new camera, same exact camera, but had to replace it for a decent chunk of change. So if you're on edge of buying an insider program, now would be the time to support the cause and support the camera and support the YouTube and subscribe. So let's go hit some snatch or some cleans and go from here. Let's get it. We're gonna hit sets of 3 hang cleans until we can't hit sets of 3. Then we're gonna hit singles as we have been doing. Kind of figure out all the accessories. I really want to work some, get this glute kind of going, this abductors going a little bit today. So I'll probably hit a machine for that one, probably hit groin as well. So I'll do this, maybe some deadlifts, some machines, and get out of here. Again, it's 8:45 already. I'm supposed to be in bed by like 9:30. Not gonna happen tonight, but it's gonna have to be a little bit quicker today. So let's get it. Set number 2 here. Let's rip it. Reading the book Siddhartha, I think it's Siddhartha, Dave Kindness, Strength, something like that on podcast. Sorry, dude, I'm messing up your name. But it's Dave Kindness. He's in the Instagram comment section. He gave me this book after going on his podcast. One I'd recommend listening to his podcast. He's a super fucking really deep thinker, really nice dude. Sent this book to me. He just asked for my address, sent the book. And I get sent books. Not all the time, but I've been given books, and then sometimes I don't really read them because I don't really trust the person, or it's kind of that person pushing their beliefs. But this dude, I really liked his conversation, so I opened up his book, read it. I was like, well, damn, this is a really good book. But one of the things in the book that I really enjoy is Siddhartha, in his journeys in this book, he's trying out, sorry if I'm butchering that name. I'm sure it's like messing up Buddha's name for some people. Maybe this book is like means a lot to you. I don't mean to mess up his name. I'm just not very good at pronouncing things. But in this book, he's talking about going on all these spiritual journeys to try and find out who he is and why he has that void within him. And that's what he's feeling, right? And he's trying all these spiritual practices, and he's learning and he's mastering all these spiritual practices, right? And he's still getting to the end of these spiritual practices and realizing he hasn't found that answer, he hasn't filled in that void. He's gained a ton of knowledge, he's gained a ton of experience, but he hasn't really answered the question that he's deeply looking for. And he talks about it all being a distraction. And I think that is true in a lot of settings for us as athletes, and that's what I really apply to. I know Will and I disagree here, but it's why I don't believe sports performance or lifting is really mental toughness, or mental toughness in the way that I think about mental toughness. I think it is a distraction for us. It's a better distraction than drinking, right? I think the personality of an addict is very, very similar, right? It's just different pathways that you use, that whatever is in you to like kind of look for those answers that you're looking for. Healthy addicts apply it to lifting. Healthy addicts apply it to sports performance. And a lot of that is nothing to do with like you internally. Like I think a lot of people, they think they're a little bit too special. Like they think they made all the decisions that led to them not going down a bad path, right? They made all the decisions and they were a special person and they were a better person that led to them becoming a lifter, that led to them becoming an athlete. But they are that same exact person raised in a different environment, raised in a different home, that exactly would have fallen into the drug trap, that exactly would have fallen into the party trap. Because it's the same feeling. It's that void. It's the, oh shit, what am I put here to do? Who am I actually? And we use these external things as stimulus to distract us from that. If I use a lot of drugs, I can dissociate from myself and not have to look at that. And I can get really good at being a drug user, right? In the same way that I can get really good at lifting weights. In society, and obviously health-wise, lifting weights is more important, or healthier. It's a healthier option for you, right? Sports is a healthier option for you. But it is not that much different, and it's a very, very thin line of addiction, right? Like you could just go down the wrong path. If you had made one wrong decision or you were raised just a tiny bit differently, you would go down the exact same path. But I really like the book where he's talking about how it's all a distraction and we're always getting away. That doesn't mean that there's not good things that you can take away from that practice. There's not good knowledge pieces that you can do to learn about yourself. But at the end of the day, you do have to realize why that void is there. Not there at the book yet of how he finds out what his void is or his process of learning what that is. But one of the things that he talks about is he learns himself first. He's going through the process of learning who he is rather than learning these teachings. And I think a lot of us look for teachers. We look for somebody trying to feed us that answer. Whether it's through religion, whether it's through weights, whether it's through drugs, we look for that answer externally rather than going internally and realizing we have that answer. Again, how do you find that answer internally? I don't know, but I know I have used external methods such as lifting to kind of find that answer. I've used lifting as my, oh, I'm mentally tough. I know myself because I'm really strong and I'm spending a lot of time. I'm dedicated. I'm mentally tough. And then you get outside of a lifting atmosphere and you realize you're really not mentally tough, or you realize you don't really have yourself figured out all that much. So it's a really good book. If you ever read the book, I would suggest it. I got like 100 pages left in it. Hopefully we'll finish it here within the next couple days. But I like that thought-provoking thought process of everything is a distraction. Some are more approved than others. Meditation is better than smoking weed, but they're both kind of dissociative methods to really not know who you are, right? And I think you have to find, or at least spend some time. Again, it's not getting rid of all these practices that are helpful in your life. Probably get rid of the negative habits, but one, being self-aware enough to realize that you're not that far away from negative habits and that the good habits are not that far away from bad habits. They're from the same reason. We're doing them for the same reason. It just kind of branches off in a different way, and you just made slightly better decision than one other person. But again, that decision is not because you're special or not because you're a better person, but a lot of times because you're just put in a different environment or presented with different choices. And I think if you can become self-aware of why you're making those choices and why you're doing the things that you're doing, you exit autopilot a little bit. And exiting autopilot's scary. Siddhartha talks about in the book how when he realized that the teachings that he was learning were kind of not bullshit, but like they weren't going to ever answer the question that he was looking for, he realized he had to start totally new because he was a master at Buddhism. He was a master at the two other religions that he was or spiritual practices that he was mastering. I'm forgetting the names of what they were doing, but he did the thing where he was like fasting for like 10 days in a row, meditating every single day, offering, praying. He was doing all of these things, and he became masters in those skill sets, but not masters of himself. And I think that's a really important discrepancy to look at and just become self-aware of like when you exit that autopilot mode of just because I'm a good lifter doesn't mean I really know a lot about myself or that I'm mentally tough or that I'm a better person than this other person. Now you're self-aware of that, and I think you can just take control of the choices that you make throughout life and just be more aware. And that's something that I've realized. I think the mushroom trips has helped a ton with that, just taking myself out of autopilot. And autopilot's much easier. 100%. When I was the lifter, the meathead, I had that character built up within me. I felt confident in every decision, and every time option A came to me, I would pick option B, and it was 100% the right decision in my head at all moments. I was 100% the better person than that person that was smoking or drinking and doing all these things. But I was never really aware, and it was never giving me a sense of compassion for my fellow humans, or just paying attention to the world around me, right? Like anytime stimulus A came to me, I checked option B, and it was just kind of, it wasn't really a free choice thing or a free will thing. It was just like, I was automated, I was picking these choices, and I was so confident in those choices, and that was a nice feeling. And the mushroom trip kind of broke me out of that confidence, and now when I make option, or I pick choice B, I'm like, oh fuck, choice C, choice D, choice E was there. What is the right choice? And there is a lot of self-doubt in that process because you are new at that free will process, but it is so freeing to know that you have those options around you. So if you haven't read the book, it's a good deep thinking book, and I would recommend it. Dave, thank you for giving me that book, and we're gonna clean here. Let's get it. All right, we got 3% on the battery. Don't even get me started. We had 2 batteries burned out from camera work. We're just gonna get singles in, try to get some content done before this camera dies, and go from there. one thing I'm really trying to do a good job of is, regardless of if the camera breaks, regardless of if we're running out of battery and the content's not as great, just staying on the path of making sure I'm trying to get as many posts done on YouTube as possible and keeping that chain alive. I am not good if I get out of my routine and I take a break. If I take a break, it's not a 1-day break, it's a 3-day break, it's a 4-day break, right? And I think it can be applied to a lot of people's diets, workouts, everything. Like, just keep the chain alive, right? Even if you just show up to the gym and you just walk around the track because you're super sore, if you're new to working out, right? Just show up to the gym, just show up to posting, just show up to your job, whatever it is, your hobby. Like, just show up. And a lot of times you get so much more done, and the work is not as bad as you think it is, even if it is small, even if it doesn't feel as good. It's just so much better than taking that break. I think a lot of people, when they get into this cheat mode or this little break kind of thought process, it spirals into old habits. It spirals into laziness or just a lower frequency of who you are, right? Just keep the chain going, right? So even if this video is a couple cleans and a couple dunks and me breaking my camera, at least I stayed on the chain of posting, right? And I think that's more important than anything, right? We'll get the good content, we'll get the home run hits, but to get the home run hit, you got to show up to the plate and take the swing, right? And you can't take that break. So let's get it. Let's go. All right, let's get this. Come on. Let's go. Woo. All right, last set here. It's probably gonna be a hang clean PR, I believe. I'm not really sure. 290 might be. Let's get it. Feeling good today. Here we go. Oh, easy. Let's go. Now we're gonna hit some deadlifts. I'm gonna start with snatch grip, 3-rep max snatch grip. And then as it's getting heavier, I'll just slowly work into a normal deadlift here, but just get some snatches in as it's lighter, as this weight's already on. We'll hit 3 reps here, keep going. Let's go. Set number 2 with these deadlifts. I'm really thinking, Will was talking about this in one of his posts the other day. It's actually super helpful for somebody like me, where he talks about people try to stay too far away and then they try to get upright too quickly to stay out of that like flexed back position. And that's 100% me. It's how I've been taught, like from day one of deadlifts, that getting in that rounded back position at all is a bad position. But it just turns it into a squat, just turns it into a shitty deadlift. And it doesn't feel any better not to go there. So I'm gonna try and stay shoulders and knees over the bar to start and stay in that position as long as possible. Did it for the cleans, it helped a little bit. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's much less squatty than my typical deadlift, and I like that. So check out Will's post on that, and let's get it. Sloppy. We're gonna last set of snatches here, snatch deads here, and then we'll go right through that. Keep ripping from there. Let's get it. Oh, grip is giving out like a motherfucker. Grip is giving out. All right, get the regulars, go from there. All right, camera's at 0%, so we're gonna try and get as many reps in, or as many sets in as we can before it dies. Got regular deadlifts here, let's get it. All right, grip a shot, back a shot, everything's got a shot. Camera's dying on me, but we're gonna keep persevering and hopefully. All right, YouTube, the phone died mid deadlift set there. Let me tell you, you didn't miss much. We did not go much heavier than that. The back and the grip, specifically the grip, was completely shot. We got 2 more sets in there. Then we ripped the machines. I ran back in and grabbed my my iPhone tripod, so we're gonna look at the content. Hopefully the iPhone and the camera, they usually do a good job of like syncing up when I put the cameras together, but I grabbed my iPhone tripod and recorded some of the lifts that we did there. Everything was 3 sets of 3 sets of 12. Everything was 3 sets of 12. And then we hit that little stretch at the end with that little hip flexor, not hip flexor, the abduction stretch on that Smith machine, it's one of my personal favorites, especially when that glute is bothering me a little bit. It feels amazing, and you can get some strength work in done there. It feels money. You should try that one out. I think I'm going to interject this before those machines, just so you know what the fuck happening there. I didn't talk at all when I started recording my iPhone. I was just kind of done with it at that point. I probably could have said something, but the audio just would have been shit. My Rode microphones do not hook up to my iPhone because my iPhone's headphone jack is all jacked up. So we're all of our equipment was just totally messed up today, but we stuck with it, man. We got a good lift in today. Those hang cleans felt like money. I was not expecting to do that today. That felt awesome. Was pumped about that. And then the highs and lows, dude, got to the deadlift, and those just felt like trash. I know deadlifting is something that I'm gonna just continue. I'm gonna have to add back into the program, especially as swing volumes going down. Whenever I deadlift with a ton of swing volumes, I just feel so locked up. But my pull is just so shitty right now. And it's always been shitty, but it's like specifically shitty right now, and just not good. And if I want to get that clean up and I want to get that snatch up, pulling off the ground is probably an important piece of that. So we're going to continue to build that up and piece it together as we go. Those machines, the pump felt good there, and pretty proud that we got the workout in, and it was a solid workout. I felt really good about pretty much all the work we put in today, and got after it. So gonna cut to all of the machines right now, and tomorrow we'll rip another upper body lift and get after it. I appreciate you guys putting up with all of the camera work that we had today, and all the rambling that we did, and keep jumping with it. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh.